Jeremiah 23:5 says, "Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will raise up for David a righteous branch, and he will reign as king and act wisely and do justice and righteousness in the land." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 30-day reading plan, today's reading is Jeremiah 23:5 and 6, and 33:14 through 16, and I encourage you to read that passage. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you've been consumed with complete hopelessness? Everything around you seems to be falling apart. Even your own life seems to be in danger, at least in a sense of uselessness. This is probably exactly what the Jews from the southern kingdom of Judah were feeling when Jeremiah was writing this passage. In 605 BC, in 596 and 587 BC, the Jews were transported from Judah to Babylon. And this was a judgment from God for their idolatry and for the lack of maintaining spiritual purity in what they did. They were weeping as they were reaping their reward for unrighteousness. But God is always merciful and gracious. Jeremiah writes to these exiles and tells them that one day a new leader will be crowned in Israel. This leader will be one who brings righteousness and who will restore righteousness to the land. Well, today in the United States at least, probably the world, we're in a state of unrighteousness and therefore heading towards judgment. But there is hope. God remains merciful. The promise to Israel is now the promise to the world in Christ. He is the leader that will restore Israel and us to righteousness. Well, we as believers are told that we are to be righteous. 1 John 3:7 says, "Little children, make sure that no one deceives you. The one who practices righteousness is righteous, just as he is righteous." Our righteousness comes from Christ. Our righteousness is practiced through Christ. We cannot be righteous on our own, but he is righteous and we can become righteous. Well, as the world is unrighteous around us, we must be the light of righteousness. We cannot submit to the world and to its form of righteousness. We must be a light of righteousness. We must be a light of change. We must be a light of consistency. As we look forward to the celebration of Christ's birth, remember that he came to make us righteous. Through our participation in what God has given us, we also can be righteous by being participants in the divine nature. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4.